What if everything you believe about the world is a clever illusion? Imagine waking up one day to discover that the reality you experience, every sight, sound, and touch, might not be as it seems. For centuries, wise thinkers and mystics have hinted at a deeper truth, a boundless presence that exists beyond the everyday world of shapes and forms. This hidden reality, often referred to as the formless divine, is not a deity to be worshipped, but the pure essence from which everything arises and to which everything returns. Our daily lives are filled with sensory impressions that feel undeniable. We see solid objects, hear familiar sounds, and feel the warmth of the sun. Yet these sensory experiences can be misleading. Our senses create a picture of the world that convinces us of separation, of individual objects, distinct identities, and an unchanging environment. But what if this picture is nothing more than a shadow of a greater truth? What if the solidity of the ground beneath our feet is merely a temporary appearance, a facade hiding an eternal, formless reality? Consider the paradox of our existence. On one hand, the world appears filled with distinct entities, each with its own name, form, and purpose. On the other hand, every element of this apparent multiplicity is connected, like drops in an endless ocean. Our personal identities, though they seem unique and individual, are also expressions of a larger, unified whole. The wisdom of ancient traditions teaches that our separation is an illusion, a trick played by our limited senses, and yet we continue to live as if our isolated experiences are the only truth. Have you ever looked at a painting? At first glance, you see individual brushstrokes, colors, and forms. But step back, and the disparate parts blend into a coherent picture, a masterpiece that conveys a deeper meaning. In the same way, what we perceive through our senses is only a part of a much grander tapestry. The formless divine, that subtle and constant presence, forms the foundation of all that exists. It is the unseen thread that ties together the apparent chaos of everyday life. This realization might sound like a concept from a far-off philosophy, but it has practical implications for our everyday experience. Think about the moments when you have felt an inexplicable sense of connection with nature, a calm that washes over you while watching a sunset, or the sudden awareness of being part of something far larger than yourself. These experiences hint at the truth beyond the material world, a reality that is constant and unchanging, regardless of the fleeting nature of everyday appearances. Yet the mind is a relentless storyteller. It clings to labels, definitions, and routines, convincing us that the familiar is all there is. We build our lives around the tangible and the measurable, often forgetting to question the underlying nature of our experience. It is as if we are watching a movie and are so absorbed in the plot that we fail to notice the screen itself. The true essence, the underlying presence, remains hidden while the play of life unfolds before us. Imagine a world where the illusion of separation fades away. In such a world, the boundaries between self and other dissolve, and the realization dawns that every form, every thought, and every sensation is part of a continuous, unbroken whole. The sense of being a solitary actor in a crowded theater would vanish, replaced by the understanding that you are both the stage and the performance, a vital expression of the infinite. This is not merely an abstract idea, but an invitation to explore life with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, what if the barriers you experience are self-made? What if the separation you feel is just the tip of an iceberg, with a vast, interconnected reality lying beneath the surface? The idea is provocative. Rather than being confined by the limits imposed by your senses, you can begin to question and even transcend them. Every moment offers a chance to peel back the layers of illusion. Notice how the world seems to shift and change as you move, how the light plays on surfaces, and how sounds merge into a symphony of existence. In these moments, the everyday transforms into a gateway to a deeper understanding. There is a quiet invitation in every sunrise and a hidden promise in every starry night, a call to look beyond what is immediately visible and to explore the uncharted territory of inner awareness. As we embark on this journey, remember that the quest for truth is not about rejecting the world you know. Instead, it is about embracing the mystery behind the appearances. It is about recognizing that while the world may seem concrete and divided, its foundation is fluid, eternal, and interconnected. This realization is both humbling and liberating. It gently nudges you to step beyond the limitations of conventional thinking and to appreciate the boundless nature of existence. Let this be the start of a new perspective. Consider every experience as an opportunity to question and to explore. The familiar becomes a doorway, the mundane a signal to look deeper. What if the separation you feel is an illusion crafted by habit and perception? What if, with each moment of awareness, you can dissolve the boundaries that keep you from experiencing the true, unchanging reality that underlies all things? In this part of our journey, we have begun to lift the veil of illusion. We have questioned the reliability of our senses and opened up to the possibility that reality is far richer and more unified than it appears. Stay tuned, for as we continue, more layers of this profound mystery will be unveiled, leading you closer to the heart of the truth that has always been within you. Have you ever wondered if the world you see is more connected than it appears? Imagine a single drop of water falling into the vast ocean. At first glance, that drop seems insignificant, a tiny, isolated element in a massive expanse. Yet that drop is not separate from the ocean. It is a part of it, sharing the same essence, the same origin. This simple image captures the heart of a profound truth. The individual and the universe are not two different entities, but expressions of one unified source. When we look around, the daily landscape appears to be a collection of separate pieces: trees, buildings, people, and animals. Our senses tell us that these are distinct objects with clear boundaries. But just as each drop is part of the endless ocean, every form in our world is a unique expression of an underlying unity. The same energy that fuels a blazing star or a gentle breeze also courses through your veins. It is the same spark of existence that brings life to every atom and every cell. This idea is both simple and revolutionary. You are not a fragment lost in the crowd. Instead, you are an integral part of an immense, interconnected tapestry. Consider the sky on a clear day. At first, you see separate clouds drifting lazily overhead, each with its own shape. Yet, these clouds are nothing more than transient formations within an endless expanse of blue. They come and go, but the vast sky remains constant, a single, boundless entity embracing all. In the same way, what we see as individuality is merely a temporary pattern on the surface of a deeper, unchanging reality. Now let's break the illusion further. Our minds have been conditioned to see a world of limits. We label, divide, and separate every experience, clinging to these boundaries as if they were real. This process creates an illusion of isolation, a belief that we are entirely separate from the rest of the universe. But what if that belief is just a mental construct? What if the sense of isolation is simply the mind's way of interpreting a much more integrated whole? Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest. You might see individual trees, each distinct in form and color. Yet as you walk deeper into the forest, you begin to notice a pattern. Every tree is connected by the same soil, nourished by the same water, and bathed in the same light. The forest is not a collection of isolated trees, but a living network, where every part contributes to the whole. This realization invites you to see beyond the surface, a hint that the boundaries you perceive may be more about perspective than reality. In our daily lives, we often take comfort in the familiarity of separation. We define ourselves by our names, our jobs, our hobbies, and even our differences from others. But these distinctions are like the fleeting shapes of clouds, always changing, never truly separate from the vast sky that holds them. When you begin to question these labels, a door opens. You start to see that the separation is a mirage, a trick played by a mind caught in its own narrative. Consider the feeling of awe you experience when witnessing nature's grandeur. A mountain range stretching to the horizon, or a quiet lake reflecting the sky. In those moments, the boundaries between you and the landscape seem to blur. The realization that you share the same essence as the mountains, the water, and the sky can be both humbling and liberating. It is as if the universe is gently whispering, "You are not alone, you are part of me." This whisper, subtle yet powerful, invites you to break free from the confines of a limited perspective. The journey of breaking the illusion involves questioning what you have always assumed to be true. Ask yourself, what if the divisions you see in the world are simply ways of categorizing an experience that is, at its core, one continuous flow? Every moment, every interaction is a brushstroke on the canvas of a larger picture, a picture that is vibrant, fluid, and interconnected. When you stop clinging to the idea of separateness, you open up to a deeper, more resonant experience of life. Imagine a painter at work. The individual strokes on the canvas may appear chaotic or unrelated when viewed up close, but from a distance they merge into a coherent and beautiful image. Your life, with all its ups and downs, victories and losses, is much like those strokes. Each experience contributes to the grand masterpiece of your existence. Yet the masterpiece is not just about the individual strokes, it is about the harmonious blending of all elements into a unified vision. Breaking the illusion is not about rejecting the world as it appears, it is about peeling back the layers of perception to reveal the essence beneath. It is about recognizing that the same force that creates a thunderstorm also nurtures the calm after it. It is the dance of chaos and order, a seamless interplay between the microcosm and the macrocosm. As you continue on this path, let curiosity be your guide. Notice the moments when the boundaries of your perception begin to soften. Perhaps it is when you are lost in thought, or when a sudden insight pierces the veil of everyday routine. Each of these moments is a stepping stone, leading you closer to a realization that is both profound and liberating. By questioning the familiar, you invite a transformation. You begin to see that the divisions you once held dear are constructs of the mind, not the true nature of existence. And in this realization, you find that the microcosm of your inner world mirrors the macrocosm of the universe, a unified field of energy, constant and infinite. Let this insight spark a deeper exploration within you. Embrace the possibility that the separation you feel is an illusion waiting to be dispelled by the light of awareness. In doing so, you take a bold step towards experiencing the true, interconnected nature of life, a truth that has been whispered by sages and echoed in the silence of your own heart. Have you ever paused to wonder what lies beyond the everyday world? What if the reality we cling to, the one shaped by our senses and thoughts, is only a fragment of something far deeper? In this part of our journey, we explore the essence of what is true and eternal. This truth, known as the formless, divine, is not bound by the limits of shape, name, or concept. It is the unchanging, infinite presence that underpins every aspect of our existence. When we talk about true reality, we are referring to something that is constant and unaltered, regardless of the ever-shifting world around us. Unlike the transient nature of our daily experiences, this reality does not change with time or circumstance. It is like a quiet, deep well that exists beneath the surface of our busy lives, a wellspring of stability and truth that remains untouched by the storms of emotion, thought, or external events. The challenge, however, lies in the fact that our minds are designed to understand the world through dualities. We see things in terms of opposites, light and dark, joy and sorrow, creation and destruction. These distinctions help us navigate the world, but they also confine us within a framework that can obscure the underlying unity of all things. In truth, true reality transcends these binaries. It is neither light nor dark, neither joy nor sorrow, it simply is. Imagine trying to capture the essence of the wind. You can feel its presence, observe its effects, and even describe its movement. Yet, when you try to grasp the wind itself, it slips away, elusive and intangible. The formless divine is much like that wind. It can be sensed in moments of profound stillness or clarity, but its true nature defies complete understanding. Words and concepts can only point toward it. They can never fully encapsulate its infinite depth. Consider a moment when you were completely absorbed in a powerful experience, perhaps while watching a breathtaking sunset or during a quiet moment of reflection. In those instances, you might have felt an overwhelming sense of connection, as if you were part of something far larger than yourself. That feeling is a glimpse of the true reality that underlies the shifting forms of our everyday lives. It is a reminder that beyond the visible and tangible, there exists an infinite presence that is constant and all-encompassing. This brings us to the paradox of the formless divine. How can something that is beyond form, beyond name, be so intimately present in every moment of our lives? The answer lies in the nature of perception itself. Our minds tend to assign form and identity to everything we encounter. They shape the formless into something recognizable, creating a familiar world that makes sense to us. Yet, in doing so, they also veil the deeper truth, the reality that remains unchanged, regardless of how it appears. Imagine looking at a mirror. The image you see is a reflection, a reversed imitation of the real object. It captures the appearance but not the essence. Similarly, our sensory perceptions create a reflection of reality that is full of details and distinctions, but that reflection is not the complete picture. The formless divine is the unchanging source behind that reflection, the silent force that remains even when the mirror shatters or the image fades. One of the most compelling aspects of this paradox is the idea that true understanding comes not from intellectual analysis or sensory experience, but from direct realization. You cannot fully grasp the essence of the formless divine by simply reading about it or discussing it. Instead, it is something you experience when the mind quiets down, when thoughts and judgments are set aside, and you allow yourself to simply be. This direct experience, often described as a moment of awakening or insight, reveals that the vast, formless presence is not distant or separate from you. It is within you, in every breath, in every heartbeat. In our modern lives, we are often caught in the hustle of constant activity and distraction. Yet even in the midst of this busy world, there are moments when you can catch a glimpse of the deeper truth. It might be in the quiet after a storm, in the soft whisper of the wind, or in the stillness of early morning. These moments serve as invitations, subtle reminders that the world is much more than what meets the eye. The paradox of the formless divine also invites us to question the limits of language and thought. Words are powerful tools for communication, but they also have their constraints. When we try to describe something that is boundless, we are forced to use terms that inherently suggest limits. In doing so, we risk distorting the very essence we seek to express. This is why poets and mystics throughout history have relied on metaphor, paradox, and silence to hint at the indescribable. Their words, though limited, open a door to a realm where understanding goes beyond the confines of language. So how do we approach this truth? The key is to cultivate a mindset of curiosity and openness. Instead of trying to confine the infinite within the boundaries of our thoughts, allow yourself to be led by the mystery. Embrace the uncertainty and recognize that some of the most profound truths can only be felt, not fully explained. As you explore this path, you may find that the more you let go of the need to label and define, the more you are able to experience the constant presence of the formless divine. In this part of our journey, we have delved into the nature of true reality, a reality that is constant, unchanging, and beyond the dualities that our minds create. We have also examined the paradox that lies at its heart, the challenge of perceiving something that is formless through a world of forms. This paradox is not a barrier to understanding, but an invitation to look deeper, to experience life in a way that transcends the ordinary. Stay with us as we continue to peel back the layers of illusion. In the next section, we will explore the path to awakening and the practical steps that lead to a direct encounter with this timeless, boundless presence. Let this journey be an invitation to rediscover the depth and unity that underlies every moment of your life. What if the path to true freedom lies not in escaping the world, but in awakening to its deeper essence? In this final segment, we explore the practical journey of dissolving the layers of illusion, stepping beyond the confines of the mind and experiencing the unity of all that is. This awakening is not about abandoning life, but about embracing it with new eyes, seeing beyond appearances to the infinite, timeless presence that underlies every moment. The first step toward awakening is the gentle art of letting go. Our lives are cluttered with thoughts, emotions, and identities that the mind clings to like a lifeline. These attachments create a veil that obscures the boundless reality behind them. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you grip, the more sand slips away, leaving your hand empty. In the same way, when you force control over your thoughts and emotions, you may only push the truth further out of reach. True awakening comes when you begin to relax that grip, to let your mind be, without constant striving or judgment. Meditation serves as a powerful tool on this journey. It is not merely sitting in silence or repeating mantras, but a practice of dissolving the illusion of separateness. When you meditate, you allow the constant chatter of your mind to fade, opening up space for a deeper awareness. In those quiet moments, you might sense a vast stillness, a profound silence that resonates with the pulse of the universe. This silence is the language of the infinite, a reminder that beneath the ever-changing surface of life lies an eternal, unchanging presence. As you cultivate this practice, you begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception. Everyday experiences transform into opportunities for awakening. The taste of your morning coffee, the sound of birds at dawn, or even the gentle patter of rain can become gateways to a deeper understanding. These moments invite you to see that every aspect of life, no matter how ordinary, is imbued with the same infinite essence. In this way, awakening is not an event that happens only in grand moments of insight. It is a gradual unfolding that can touch every part of your day. Yet the journey toward awakening is not without its challenges. The mind, conditioned by years of habit, often resists change. It clings to familiar patterns and fears the unknown. At times, you might feel a deep tension, a reluctance to let go of the identity you have built over the years. This resistance is natural, but it also serves as a signpost pointing to the areas in your life where the illusion is most deeply rooted. Recognizing this resistance is the beginning of transformation. When you acknowledge your attachments without judgment, you create the space needed for true change to occur. Another crucial aspect of awakening is the dissolution of the false boundaries between self and other. For so long, we have defined ourselves by our names, our roles, and our separateness from the world. This identification with a limited self can create feelings of isolation and disconnection. However, as you begin to see through the illusion, you will notice that the same energy animates every being, every star, every breath. In realizing that you are not an isolated island, but an integral part of a vast, interconnected web, you can experience a profound sense of unity. This shift in perspective is liberating. It opens your heart to compassion, understanding, and a renewed sense of purpose. Practical steps to embrace this awakening include mindful practices, regular meditation, and a willingness to question long-held beliefs. Journaling your experiences can also help. When you reflect on moments when you felt a hint of that deeper connection, you reinforce your awareness and pave the way for further insights. Over time, these practices accumulate, and the layers of illusion begin to dissolve naturally. Imagine your life as a beautiful tapestry, each thread representing a moment of clarity, a fleeting glimpse of truth. At first, these threads may seem isolated, mere fragments of an incomplete picture. But as you continue to awaken, you start to notice how these moments weave together, forming a vibrant, interconnected design that speaks of the infinite. In this tapestry, every experience, whether joyful or painful, serves as a reminder of the unity that underlies all existence. There may come a moment when the transformation feels sudden, a breakthrough where the illusion of separation shatters. Like glass, in that instant you might realize that the boundaries you once held so dear were mere constructs, and that your true nature has always been vast, luminous, and free. This is the essence of awakening, a return to the recognition that you are not separate, but a part of an eternal whole. As we conclude this exploration, remember that the journey to awakening is continuous. It is an invitation to see each day as an opportunity to rediscover the boundless, timeless presence that lives within and around you. Every moment offers a new chance to peel away the layers of illusion, to let go of old patterns, and to embrace the infinite reality that awaits just beyond the surface of everyday life. Now is the time to take the first step. Reflect on your experiences, trust your intuition, and allow your inner wisdom to guide you. Whether you choose to begin with meditation, mindful observation, or simply by questioning the familiar, every action you take brings you closer to the truth. If this journey resonates with you, don't wait another moment. Embrace the path to awakening and explore the infinite potential that lies within you. Join our community of seekers, share your experiences, and continue to uncover the layers of truth that await. The time to awaken is now. Step into your infinite potential and let your true self shine.